So next we have this piece by famous African-American seamstress Willie O.T.K. This dress is called the couture gown and it was made in 1950 and perfectly represents all that Kay was famous for. If one looks closer, you can see the intricate lace and beading details present in all of Kay's pieces as they represent a delicate grace that was greatly desired in the early 1900s. But Kay's dresses also stood for something else. Her subtle break from the constant segregation and racism during those times. Born on March 17, 1894, to African-American businessman Henry and Josephine Kay, Willie fell in love with dressmaking at a young age by observing her mother and grandmother. She continued to excel throughout her young adult years, even winning first place in dressmaking when she graduated from Shaw University. But this love was replaced with another, as she married her husband, John Kay, who was a prominent African-American doctor. The two were happily married for 12 years until John tragically passed away in 1927. This left Willie with 5 kids and no money, so she decided to take on a new role, a dressmaker. Soon Willie became the most famous dressmaker in all of Raleigh, and perhaps the most popular in all of North Carolina. She would have lines outside of the door and women calling years ahead of time to get one of her gowns. But Kay only made 30 dresses a year and gave her clients an equality that many during this time period lacked. She also only accepted 15 white clients and 15 black clients, which increased the inclusivity of her appointments. This policy, along with Kay's success as an African-American woman, was almost unheard of as Jim Crow laws, segregation, and racism were everywhere at this time. But Willie Kay continued to break racial barriers and inspired her children to do so as well. Kay's daughter June, pictured in a dress from her mother, and June's husband, Ralph, were prominent civil rights activists. And their son, Bill, was even the first African-American student at an all-white school after it was desegregated. Furthermore, Kay's grandson, Ralph Jr., was the first African-American elected to office in North Carolina. This role Kay's children and grandchildren played in breaking down segregation and racism was definitely inspired by Willie's breaking of racial barriers. Willie continued to sew into her 90s and passed on September 25, 1992. And although she is gone, Willie's dresses, like that of the couture gown, continue to inspire young black voices in fashion, as she subtly fought segregation and racism, not with violence, but with a needle and thread.